I came across this video last year sometime, and for whatever reason, I never made a video out of it. Now it's back on my feed again, so let's go. Hit the like button.
Okay, I have time, so I got you with a story time. My homegirl said I need to start doing my story times about my whole adventures when I was a 304. So, I guess here's the first one. This fucking thing in my car. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story about probably the wildest 304 adventure I ever had. So prepare, because once upon a time I went out to a local high-end cigar bar with some of my friends because they were down here from Jersey in Florida when I lived in Florida at the time. And I was like, okay, cool, like, let's go to the cigar bar. And it was notorious for having rich people and sometimes celebrities. So this gentleman, who is a very well-to-do, very well-known man, approached me and at the bar, and he was showing me videos of him and his girlfriend. And, like, I'm talking about literally ordered me a drink and pulled up pornos on his phone and just showed them to me. Didn't even know my name, just was like, hey, look at this. And I'm like, wow. Then he proceeds to be like, you look like you're a 304, are you? And I was like, well, I'm not here on that tip, but if you're talking about a bag, then sure. What could be the harm? Like, what you trying to do? But
they all possible 304s.
Pulls me to a Bentley in the parking lot, pulls out a briefcase with, I don't know how much hundreds in it, but it was a big briefcase full of hundreds and every party favor you can think of in a copious fucking amounts. I'm talking about big thing of, and every other one you can, just all of them. They were all in there. I was like, $5,000 for an hour. He was like, okay. And I'm like, what? Who are you? And then I found out who he was later, but we'll get to that. So then I was like, okay, cool. Like, we're going to your place or a hotel. What are we doing? And we went to his house, and it was this big ass house in the middle of the woods. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. But I got paid up front, and I got a Venmo, and I Venmo'd my friends. So we were all getting paid, baby. And when I get there, we're like going to his house, and it's like pictures of every mafia and mob leader that ever existed in the whole wide world all over his walls. Sorry, I like moved to a better parking spot. So yeah, where was I? We were at his mafia themed house, and Buddy pulls me into this huge master bedroom, and everything was black marble everywhere. Everything was black sheets, black curtains. It was really cool, but I'm like, something ain't right though. He gets in the shower and he's like, let me wash out my peach. I'm like, wash out your peach? What you trying to do? He pulls out a 18-inch eggplant, and it goes like, I'm like, you want to use it on me? He's like, no, you're gonna use it on me. I said, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, I want to do it in the other room, in the media room. So he had like a theater. So we go into this theater, and in the theater, it's like a massive television. I mean, like 100-inch TV or some shit, and it's like bright white. The room looked like a hospital room, sterilized white, but it was all like white marble, and it was white couches, huge TV, and it's just blaring porno, like just full volume. And I forgot to mention, I don't even know how I forgot to mention this, but he had this assistant, and for I don't even know what to give him a nickname, but he had this guy, and he was like his right-hand man. He paid him to like handle his affairs, whatever, like a butler, but he was like a country butler, and he talked like this. And I mean, this guy was walking around with a gun on his hip, and I'm like, this is just so weird, but like, I'm already committed, I'm a little tipsy, whatever, we're here, we're doing it. Bro, he tells his assistant to sit and watch, or else he can't catch a hard eggplant. I'm like, this is getting weird. And then I'm using it on him, and he's like, ah! It was crazy. He was literally crying like a little girl. Then he proceeds to start sucking his thumb and calling me mommy. And he's like, mommy, please, mommy. I like to watch you get undressed, mommy. I want to watch you get undressed, mommy. I'm like, bruh, really? You have a mom kink? And you're into your partner. And he's like, it's not gay, right? It's not gay that I want you to watch me, right? It's not gay that I need you to watch me. I need you to watch me. I'm like, oh my God, poor thing. And the guy was like, bro, I'm straight. Like, I don't know what it is right now. But, and then the guy was like, I'll pay you anything. I'll pay you anything. Lord have mercy. So then, as if things couldn't get any weirder, they give me mushrooms.
But the good times roll.
And then I started to peek.
No shit.
As I'm peeking, we're in the room. The guy is like crying his eyes out. He's like, bro, I will never be able to live with myself. He starts losing his mind. I mean, he was literally like, I've never had a girl make me feel like this before. Like, I cannot continue to live. He wrote a will, put me in the will. And after he put me in the will, he started trying to write a letter to unalive himself. He told me his dad unalived himself in his garage in front of him, and his mom is 𝖍𝖊𝖎𝖓𝖐, and that he was about to unalive himself too. I'm like, bruh, you need to pay me more. Bruh, he Venmo'd me $2,000 more. At this point, we're at like $7,500 because he paid my friend's tabs at the bar and shit, and he gave me $5,000, and then he gave me another $2,000. So we're at $7,500. It gets way worse. So then after I'm on shrooms at this point, and he's like putting me in a will, crying, losing his mind, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, so what? Like, what? And the guy is like, don't worry about it. His assistant, and I smash. Because I'm on the shrooms. This guy wants to get pegged, and I don't like that. I'm not into that. Like, I'll do it for bread back before, but like, I don't get off like that. And I'm on the shroomies, and I'm like, I need it. Bruh. I smashed the assistant while the other guy watched us on his cameras, because there was cameras everywhere, and he got off. Like, it was just insane. Then the night kind of like died down after I smashed the assistant. The other guy was like running in circles in his house talking about unaliving himself. I ordered an Uber. Actually, I even made them pay for the Uber. I Ubered home. This is in the middle of the pandemic, so this Uber is taking me home. I'm still rolling. I'm tripping sack. I get to my condo, and I see that I got another Venmo for $1,500 to keep my mouth shut. And I want to say that I kept getting payments from this guy for about 2 to 3 months after this, just to stay quiet, like $1,000 at a time. So all in all, I made about $15,000 to $20,000 off of just one night. And then he unalived himself. And that's the end of my story.
Well, I have no idea if any of that is true. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was one of those stories in which the details are so random. It's kind of hard to believe that someone would actually sit back and try to make all that up, but who knows? She dropped a part 2 to the video. Part 2, she pretty much explained that guy came from a family of wealthy people, were entrepreneurs, but also moving work as well. Notorious drug dealers. And also, surprisingly, the dude who unalived himself, very young. Just from the context of the story, I would assume we were talking about an older gentleman. She said in actuality, he was only about 25 years old when all that went down. She also said he did actually leave her in the will, leaving her a piece of land in Kentucky. She ended up going back to the state in order for cash, but who knows, man? I just thought it was pretty entertaining. You guys let me know what you think. Do Better Squad. Fall out.